this channel just made $5,000 in the last week. And if you don't believe me, here we can actually see the RPM of this channel. So it has a $5 RPM, made $15,000 in the last 30 days. And in the last week, it got 1 million views. And with that, obviously made $5,000. Now, this is a channel about cars. It's kind of a news-based channel. So these are the easiest channels to get into if you're just starting out, if you have a bunch of time, or if you can post a lot of content. As we can see, this channel isn't even posting that much content. So there's a lot we can do way better. The videos are very short, videos are very easy, super beginner friendly channel. So super excited to show you exactly how to get started in a channel exactly like this in today's video. So super excited. Now for the people who don't know who I am, I'm Steffen, currently 23 years old, currently making between $30,000 and $40,000 a month with faceless YouTube channels and constantly starting new ones, as we can see right here. And then I've made $42,000 with just 2 videos, as we can see right here. And then, I scaled the channel from $0 to $48,000 in just 30 days. And I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. For example, here Martins, we've helped to make $31,000 in one single month. Here a student, $24,000 in one single month. Here a different student, $12,000. Here a different one, $4,000 in one single month. Now, if you're interested in getting the same results, check out the first link in the video description, book a call with me, and we'll have a look how we can make it, or how we can work together. I'll be on the call myself because I want to make sure that I can actually take you to your goals. Now, let's get back to this channel. Here we can see the most popular video was posted just 2 months ago, got 1 million views, then 1 million views again. So this channel is doing very well. So here 3 weeks ago, 570,000 views. It's like this kind of news-based content, which always works on YouTube. Like this kind of content always gets views, especially if you are in the kind of right market. And this channel here isn't even posting a lot of videos, right? And it's doing very well. So it posted, let's have a look here. So 12 videos and made, $15,000 in the last 30 days, which is absolutely not bad. All right. So how we're actually going to get started with a channel exactly like this. So we're actually going to use AI to help us come up with video topics. All right, so that's going to be the first thing we're going to do. For that, I have a specific prompt that we give AI. So here, just as an example, pretend you are a YouTube guru and faceless channel expert. Write me a prompt to copy this style of video ideas. I want the perfect ideation model. Write me video ideas based off the outliers that performed well on their channel. Target CTR and write me the expert prompt to give ChatGPT. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and make a screenshot of the last videos, right? I'll just take the last videos because if we look at the most popular videos, it has some other video topics here as well. So I'll just take the last few videos or the last 12, 16 videos or something like that, and just give that to ChatGPT for it to then give us a prompt for, that we're going to give back to ChatGPT for it to actually generate us video ideas based on this channel's outliers. All right. So let's see what it does. So here it's writing us the whole prompt. So input, output requirements, every single little thing. It kind of gives us everything, and you will see now in a second how good these video topics actually are. So if we click here, right, and we send this off, so as we can see here, viral video ideas. So 2026 car market collapse just started, no buyers left, GM owners hit with $20,000 problem overnight. Then here, Ford trucks are now worthless, dealers refuse them. Now, one thing, I don't know if this content is even true. All right, so I don't know if this content is true, but it makes a bunch of money. That's what I can tell you. All right, so let's actually take this exact topic right here. Now, what is the next thing we're going to do? We're actually going to use ChatGPT to write the scripts as well. And I just want to kind of speedrun this to show you guys exactly how fast you can actually, get a channel or a new channel up and running. So let's just copy this exact title and then we're going to paste it inside here. The prompt is very simple. Here's a faceless YouTube automation niche. I want to copy, pretend you are a professional script writing genius and guru. These are the best performing videos so we can replicate their success and virality. Using the script I'm going to provide as a reference, write me a prompt to give ChatGPT to write me a script, but for the topic, this is the topic, 2026 car market collapse just started, no buyers left. Then make sure it's insanely optimized for AVD and viewer retention and flows the exact same as the reference I'm going to provide. Make sure blah, blah. All right, so I'm just gonna rush through it now. So because I don't want to, I want to move. I have a call now in 18 minutes. So let's take the script. So what we're gonna do now is, because we need a script of a reference video. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna copy this exact link from this channel. Then we're gonna go to transcript. All right, transcript, we're going to use this exact one. I always like to use this one. We're going to send this off to this one, and then we're actually going to copy this and then paste this inside here. And then now it's going to load up. Now what's going to happen now is ChatGPT is actually going to study and analyze this exact script and is then going to write us a prompt we can give back to ChatGPT for ChatGPT to write us a brand new script, right? In the same kind of structure and format as these scripts here are written. So here we can see the whole script is almost done. So we can, copy it until here, because here it's now always just immediately starting with the new script, which we don't need. So let me just finish this up. So I'm just going to stop it, and then we can copy it until here. Boom. All right, I just had to put my dog outside of the room. The dogs are barking outside. But what we're going to do is we're going to copy all of this right here. Boom. And then we're actually going to give it back to ChatGPT like that. And then we're just going to tell it, okay, please write me, let's say, for example, 3,000 words, and write in, let's say, 1,000 word segments like that. And then let's just tell it, please write in paragraphs, not in short sentences. Exactly like that. And then we're going to send it off. So now it's going to write us 1,000 words, and then it's going to ask us to continue. So sometimes, here the disaster by numbers, just as an example, it's still going here word for word, very short sentences. So that's something I don't like. So what I always tell it is hey, please write the script in 4 sentences and paragraphs like that. Still continuing. So now I'm going to tell it that. In the meantime, while that is going, we can already open up Google Docs, right? Exactly like here. Now it's starting with segment 2. So let me just tell it, sometimes AI is very funny. So you guys can use, Gemini, you can use Claude, you can use literally whatever AI you want. Please start with segment 1. Now, something I would highly recommend you guys to do is actually click here on deep research, because then it's going to do way deeper research into these specific video topics. All right. So let's see. Okay, now it starts with segment 1. So it already looks way better than it did before. So it's starting out with longer sentences. So it already looks way better. Now what you do is you just wait for the whole script to finish up. Then you're going to tell it hey, continue with segment 2. And you are just going to post everything into here the whole time. Then the next thing we do is a voiceover that we need. Now, something I can tell you guys already is that 11 Labs time has come to an end. 11 Labs is super expensive. So what we use these days is Gemini Pro. It is very similar to 11 Labs, so it's also pretty good, but it's way cheaper. So for 1 million credits, you only pay $22. On 11 Labs, you're paying $330 for 2 million credits, all right? So this is for sure way cheaper. So what you do is you go to Labs, all right? The first thing we do though is we actually take a listen and listen hey, what kind of voiceover are they using? So we use a similar voiceover.
What if I told you over 5 million engines from GM, Toyota, Honda, Hyundai are failing right now?
All right, okay, so it's a younger voiceover. So we'll actually go right here and then click on there and look for a younger English voiceover. So we can go here on filters like that, male, and then I would say middle-aged is also okay. And then we're going to search, and we can then, for example, just listen to these voiceovers just very quickly.
Your anger against
No, this one would not work. I don't like that one too much.
rząd ludu przez lud.
Let's see English.
Character is how you act when nobody.
No. Let's take a listen at this one.
Attach my voice to a.
Let's take a listen to this
When
one.
life gets sour.
You'll have to go through it. It's normal. So let's take
Stillness.
No. Let's take a listen at this one.
You are going to love this next part.
This one is actually okay. Like, it's not bad. You can even go here to filters again and then say, for example, entertainment and TV, like that. Let's take a listen at the first one.
My name is David Joel.
Not bad.
To keep his eyes constantly watery on camera, he used menthol.
Not bad as well, so that could also work.
That's it for me.
No. Let's see this
Mathematics is the music of reason.
one. No.
Hi, Terry here. As you can hear, I have a smooth, warm...
Also okay. Now what you do then is...
Years teach much, which...
This one is also good. So what you do then is you literally go ahead, you just paste the whole script inside here and you click on generate voice. That's actually going to generate you the whole voiceover. You can take, 3,000, you can even take 100,000 words and just paste it inside here and it will generate you the whole transcript, which is super cool. Now the next thing we need to do is, because now we have the script ready, all right, we have the voiceover ready, now we need a video editor. Now for that, I always like to use Upwork. Now I personally hire video editors from my YouTube personal brand. So you will see me here and there posting something about, looking for video editors. But, and by the way, like if you're working one-on-one with me, you don't have to hire video editors yourself because we do everything with you. And that's why here, for example, Antonin just got monetized in like 20 days. So if you're interested in that too, check out the first link in the video description. All right. Now, what we do is, or what I would do if I would not be working with me, I would go ahead and I would hire video editors from Upwork for like $20 a video, because these videos are extremely simple to create. Even if we just look at these videos, they are very, very simple to create. So you can for sure get a video editor from Upwork, even from Fiverr if you want to. I don't like Fiverr too much, to create your video exactly like this for like $20. All right, maybe even 15 if you do more videos. So then if you do like 30 videos a month, right, and that's way more than this channel is doing, like double as much, then you're going to spend like $450 a month. And this channel here, just as an example, is making $5,000 a week. So you just have to think if that's worth it for you. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to create the thumbnail. All right, this is super easy. You can also do these kind of thumbnails with, for example, Canva. All right, so let's first let AI do us the thumbnail. All right, for that I have a prompt as well. So here, prompt, pretend you are a professional YouTube thumbnail designer. Write me a prompt to copy these exact same thumbnails. So with thumbnails, I usually don't let AI do everything, but for this example here, I'm just gonna let it do it. So let's copy the thumbnails like this, boom, paste it inside here. All right, then we just need the video topics again, and then we're just going to place in the topic. And now it's actually going to write us a detailed prompt to give it, or to give, ChatGPT to then create us a thumbnail. All right. So here it's going, boom. Let's actually copy all of this. All right. Let's copy this, paste it inside here. Okay. Boom. Let's see what it does. So sometimes it does like some really, really good thumbnails. Sometimes it does not do very good thumbnails. Now, what is it doing now? ChatGPT is sometimes really stupid. But yeah, let me just take this again and tell it like, hey, please create the image. Create the image. Boom. Send it off. And yes, the awesome part about me doing these videos completely raw is that you guys exactly see like that. We're also struggling with sometimes here prompting and stuff. You just have to do it over and over and over again. You will find something that works, or a specific prompt that works very well. And so it's just like doing it and figuring it out, especially with ChatGPT. So the image is already done. Let's have a look. So this is not even bad, but it's too much, right? So what I would tell it now is like, just create me an image of the cars, just as an example, and then I'll do the rest myself, right? Now I didn't tell it without text. I actually forgot about that. But what we can do now is already a reporter, just as an example. We just want to get some images. What are some known reporters? I don't know. These are all stock footage. I want some known reporters. Let's just say, just as an example, this one, like it doesn't matter for now. Just gonna take anyone. So let's say, just as an example, nah, it's not good quality. Let's say Fox. Whoops. Okay. let's say just as an example, let's take this one just as an example. So just copy this image. I do my stuff in Premiere Pro, in Photoshop. So you can do the exact same style of thumbnails with Canva as well. So first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and remove the background of this woman. Just as an example, we're going to use her for this specific thumbnail. Remove. Let me just put this back to. All right. Okay. Now this isn't looking the best. Like I said, I'm just, doing it for now, very quickly. So we're just going to copy this, make it bigger like that. So we're just going to put the woman in, and then, okay. So like that. Then we need some, let's have a look. Where is it creating the image? So here we have the image. So that's actually good. And what kind of text did they want to use? Let's have a look. So here, breaking news, and then no buyers left. Let's actually use this. Boom. Now, something that would work way better, especially in this kind of niche, is if you have like a super, super shocked face, something like that. Because I would say like emotions and thumbnails are going to make your thumbnails. Like if you have a bunch of emotions in your thumbnails, that's always going to work the best. So here, just as an example now, this isn't the best now. Like I would put way more effort into this if I actually go into this channel. But here, just as an example, like this is now good, not good because she's smiling, This is nothing to smile about, just as an example. But, here we could potentially already have a thumbnail that is done, right? So not the most difficult thing. We just make this here a bit slower, a bit smaller, and we are basically done. Now, yeah, then you literally just go ahead and you upload these videos to YouTube. And as I said, like if you post videos every single day, that's kind of going to give you the best chance of success, especially in a niche like this. In a niche like this is mainly a volume game, all right? Now, that being said, if you need any help with scaling up your YouTube channel, like we did with this student, we scaled up to $8,000 a month, or here $18,000 a month, or even here $5,000 a month almost, then check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free call with me, and we'll have a look how we can scale up your channel as well. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.